Hey, what's up, guys? Steve with the SCPA weather forecast. Going over a late evening map discussion. It is almost midnight on Tuesday. We are in a very active winter weather period, and unfortunately, not all of the storms can hit our area. If they were able to, then there'd be some pretty happy people, and then there'd also be some pretty miserable people. I, for one, along with others who plow snow, would be extremely happy because after the horrible winter that we had last year, it would only be fair for Mother Nature to make up our normal snowfall around here, which is around 25, 30 inches. Let's just say 2 times. So let's just say 70 inches, 50 to 70, or excuse me, 50 to 60 inches. That would only be fair, right? Being that last year we only had 7.4 inches total. So we'll see. My screen's over there. No, hold on. Yes, my screen's over there that you're looking at, and my camera is straight ahead. So when my face is turned, don't mind me. Let's just go over this map discussion. We're going to break this down for 2 events. We're going to take tomorrow night into Thursday, and then the potential for Thursday night into Friday. There's some things going on today that occurred with the modeling that kind of had me a little frustrated. And now they're looking like they're coming more in line with what they were showing when this originally started. I apologize. My lips are extremely chapped, so I'm going to put some chapstick on. And I'm almost out of my chapstick, which is why I'm using my finger. So I apologize. All right, let's get rolling here. This is the NAM 3K model, which is the short range model. It only goes out 48 hours. I like to use this starting within about 12 to 24 hours of the event. And being that we are about 24 hours away from the first event, we'll look at this and I'll let you know how I'm weighing this model. So let's move forward here. This is tomorrow throughout the course of the day. We got 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So we're saying by like 7 to 9, very light snow starts. And then it just seems like it gets a little bit heavier. This model, the NAM, and the other North American model set want to keep the heaviest snow, which is this darker blue, mainly to south of the turnpike, and they want to kind of shut it off a little bit early. This verbatim looks like a 1 to 3 inch snowstorm for tomorrow night. We'll look at the snow maps after we go through this. And then what it does is basically this first storm comes through, lays the groundwork, or I like to call it the tracks for the next storm to follow. Normally it will push the boundary layer a little bit further south, hence the next storm, Thursday into Friday, is being modeled to ride a little bit further south. I don't 100% believe that yet. I always thought that, let me get my little drawing utensil out here. I always thought that this area, and don't mind my drawing skills, was going to be the focused area for both. You're probably going to have the one tomorrow night. I'm thinking more so focus area like this, and then the one on Friday be focus area more like this. And then where you have the intersection of these two is where you're going to have your best snows between both events. So we'll see if that still takes place. Earlier today, upon waking up, I looked at the models and I was discouraged. I was like, looks like garbage. But as of tonight, they have trended back north a little bit, and they are in line with my first threat map that I put out last night. So let's go back here to this, and we'll go to the other NAM model, which is the 12K. And we'll start this right here. And you'll see, once again, this is tomorrow night between 7 and 10 o'clock. Light snow, gets a little bit heavier. See this darker blue? I think this is going to be a little bit further north. So I think this whole thing is going to push a little bit further north. That's kind of been the trend. Like even the storm that occurred last night that didn't occur here, from 2 days, 3 days out, it was modeled to be pretty much from Mason-Dixon line north. And then as it got closer, it was I-76 north. And then last night, as it was snowing, it was basically I-78 in north. So those 15, 20, 30 miles makes a big difference in the difference between a coating of snow and 3 to 4 inches of snow. But I'll just play this out. So that's Thursday morning. So the common theme here is the timing. It looks like it's late tomorrow evening where it starts to get heavy. Snow starts probably sometime between 7 and 10, and sometime between 7 and 10 a.m. on Thursday. We'll go to the Canadian short range model. This is the 2.5. This is, once again, only goes out 48 hours, but it is it nailed last night's storm pretty good. So I'm gonna weigh this one pretty heavily. But we're gonna once again come out here. That's 7 o'clock. Starts to snow, starts to fall in the western parts of the counties and getting in here. And then you notice the darker blues start to develop in this area. Now this is a little bit further north than what the NAM had. And you'll notice it even gets some darker blues, which is heavy snow. And just stays there for a couple hours and expands this heavy snow. And 534 thickness between, that's where you're going to traditionally find your best snows. You'll get good snows at the 528 thickness. I know this is going above and beyond for people who don't really understand meteorology, but the -3 to -8 isotherm is where you get your best snows with events like this. You notice that's 1 o'clock in the morning, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'll notice that shuts off right away. We're back into just a very light snow, flurries, snow showers. And then this moves away. It breaks up. Now, this really starts to show the Friday event, but it's south. We'll go to the Canadian RGM, which is a 10-kilometer model. And we'll start here tomorrow night, once again, 6, 7 o'clock. And you'll notice that these darker blues are getting a little bit further north than what the NAM model had. Still think this comes a little bit further north. But overall, it's a pretty decent hit for a overnight 12-hour storm. It's looking like a 3 to 4 inch storm off the Canadian models. And then we'll run this one out to Friday. And you'll see that it's like Mason-Dixon line is like the dividing line. Then you get a lot of light snows here Friday throughout the course of the day. I still think this is going to come a little bit further north. I don't want to say north of the Mason-Dixon line you're going to get the heavier snows. I think it's going to be Mason-Dixon line south for the Friday event as I see it now. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it comes north, because it would be nice to get 2 to 4 inches tomorrow night and then 2 to 3 inches on Thursday night to Friday. And that's actually what the National Weather Service is calling for. I don't know if I believe the Thursday night into Friday yet. So we'll show that. Now, the GFS model, which just came out, and I'm going to play this one out till next Wednesday because I just want to show we're in a pretty active weather period. So we'll go. There's once again, so 7 between, so that's up to 7 o'clock, 7 to 10, 10 to 1, 1 to 4, 4 to 7 a.m. Thursday, and then shuts off. Light snow, snow showers, flurries. That right there looks like a probably 2 to 4 inch event based upon what I see there. And then it does show this Friday system getting a little bit further north. See this? This is light snow, and then this moderate snow gets a little bit further north, but once again stops right at the Mason-Dixon line. And then just basically light snow throughout the course of the day, snow showers, flurries. But we'll ride this one out because it shows we have another event coming up on Saturday into Sunday. This is Saturday afternoon, evening. Light snow, light snow, light snow, moderate snow, light snow. That shuts off. So then we start into next week. And this looks like the potential for a big storm. But it's a week away, so we're not even going to go there yet. But this would be a very good storm. See all that dark blues? That's heavy snow. Very heavy snow right there. And I haven't really rode this one out that far, so let's just continue. I just want to show the pattern looks pretty active. Huh? Look at it. I'm sticking my fist in my mouth. I didn't look at this prior to showing you that far out, so I thought I was going to show a little bit more activity. But this goes out 16 days, so that's already February 24th. So that's that. And then we have the Canadian model, which is fresh off the press as well. We'll show you tomorrow night first. Once again, 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 1 a.m. Notice how this Canadian model, global model, is getting this darker blues up here. We're going to have to keep an eye on this the next 24 hours because in my theory is that right from here to here is where the best snow is going to be tomorrow night. And then from here to right there is where the best snow is going to be on Thursday night to Friday. And so this area right around the Mason-Dixon line is probably going to be the big winner. Do I hope it comes north? Certainly. But I can't forecast based upon hope and what I want. I have to forecast based upon what I am seeing, what my thoughts are, and what my gut is. That's a difference with me versus on-air meteorologists. They don't tell you their gut. They tell you what you kind of gotta hear. And they're pretty accurate. Of course, they have many years and they also get paid. So they should be accurate. But let's go back here. So this is tomorrow night, 1 o'clock. Pretty decent hit. Probably like a 2 to 4 inch event. Let's ride this out to Friday. Friday shows this still staying south. See, that's not even budging. So if this takes place on Friday, my theory of where the best snows are going to be between both events is going to be a line up here and then a line down here. And then in between, it's going to kind of get screwed. Basically, what happened last night, the line was from here. Then tonight's going to be here, or tomorrow night's going to be here. So I've seen it happen before. It will happen again. But let's just play this out here. So after this main batch of energy goes through, you then get a little bit of the building of the precipitation, and then it shuts off. And then this also has the Saturday storm, not to the extent that the GFS has, but it's light snow, light snow, light snow, heavier snow starting to try to develop here. And this next frame should probably, if I know what I'm doing, should probably fill this in here. Let's see. It did. Okay, so that's heavy to moderate snow. Let's ride this out as well. So that's a pretty good hit there on Saturday into Sunday as well. And let's just ride this out. I haven't looked at it yet. See, this is probably not all the way in, but it's starting to show the next week event too. This would be Monday afternoon. And the timing of these events that far out they're going to waver as well, along with the details. Overall, though, the theme is that it's going to be very active. And every 2 to 3 days, there's going to be a chance or threat of snow. And location dependent, whoever ends up getting the intersection of where these storms hit could end up with 12 to 24 inches of snow over the next week. I don't see that out of the question at all. And I'll probably, some of the models that I'm showing here, once I show you the snow totals, we'll probably verify that as well. So let's ride this out. This is Tuesday. And then that's not out as far enough yet. So let's just do something. We'll go back with these in line. We'll do the snows. And I'm not really going to use the Kuchera method. I'm going to use more of the traditional method. But temperatures tomorrow night will be in the mid 20s to upper 20s. So it might not be a true 10-to-1 ratio. It might be a little bit more. So these numbers may have to be increased a little bit. And also, I'm going to watch overnight and going into the day tomorrow to see if these begin to pick up on what I think is going to end up happening, which is the heavier band setting up basically south of Harrisburg and north of Baltimore, in between that corridor. That's for tomorrow night. So let's just run this forward. This is showing by Thursday morning, Harrisburg 1.5 inches, Baltimore 4.9 inches. So increasingly more snow as you get south. This verbatim York area would be about 3 to 4 inches of snow. This is what this model says. Let's just ride this out all the way. We'll go to Friday. You'll notice it doesn't really increase up here on Friday because it wasn't showing that storm coming north. As I said, we'll have to keep an eye on that, whether it's going to be a DC and South storm or a DC in north to the Mason-Dixon line storm. So then we'll get here into Saturday. Let's see what Saturday brings. So we increased from 3.7 to 6.7. So that's an additional 3 inches on Saturday into Sunday. And then by Tuesday, we're up to 9.3 inches based upon what the Canadian model run is saying. So halfway to my 20. But as I said, this hasn't gone out all the way. It still has a little bit ways to go. So that's what that model says. Let's bring this back and go right to the GFS model. I'm not even going to show the European because I don't think, well, the European number one isn't in right now. The 18Z run is in, but I don't think that the European is doing all that great of a job, surprisingly. So we'll show this starting tomorrow. GFS 2.5 Harrisburg, 2.5 Baltimore, heaviest stripe 3.9 in York. So this GFS kind of mimics what I'm thinking. And we'll just ride this out. Once again, It shows a little pop of snow on Thursday night into Friday. So it went from 3.9 to 4.8. But then as we get into Saturday, we're up to 7 inches. And that's by Sunday night. So that the Saturday storm would add another 3 inches, kind of like the same what the Canadian model said. And then as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, we're up to 17.2 inches. So that Tuesday and Wednesday storm, as I said, needs to be watched. So does this weekend. So does this Saturday and Sunday. I still think that has a lot more potential than what it's being shown right now. It's kind of unique that each one of these storms has a residing effect on the storm that is coming after it. Kind of sets up these boundaries. But there's a saying that it snows where it wants to snow. And so far this season, it's been wanting to snow in this area. I mean, we're having a pretty good season so far. If there was going to be no more snow to date, we would pretty much almost be a couple inches away from normal here in York. And if you add 17.2 to the measurements, then we're well above normal. Let me just take this out. So even if you go out 16 days, it doesn't show that much more active of a pattern after next Wednesday. I want to show the Icon model, which I did not end up showing for the snow, like what's known as a QPF. Cumulative precipitation forecast is basically what that means. Some people say quantitative. Cumulative is kind of the same thing. So let's just show tomorrow. Tomorrow's event shows the heaviest snow in between Baltimore and York. 2.8 in Harrisburg, 4.6 in Baltimore. Once again, I think this is going to be nudged a little bit further north. Actually, I wouldn't even really be surprised. It might be going for a long stretch here, but to start seeing some of these purples get into the mix tomorrow. I've seen these storms before. Kind of what they do is like right before 12 hours before they hit, they just realize, oh, well, hey, this is a little bit more stronger than we thought. And hence it's going to dump, instead of 3 inches of snow, it might dump 5-6 inches of snow. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But this going forward doesn't have the Friday storm. It dumps a half an inch of snow on Friday, Thursday into Friday. But you'll notice this area gets a little bit more, goes from 4.5 to 7. So I'm not even going to take the Thursday, Friday storm until we get through tomorrow night into Thursday. Let's just call it that. But I have a sneaky suspicion that that storm's also going to be pulling a little bit further north. And then the Icon doesn't really show anything on the weekend, but then it goes right to next Tuesday and Wednesday. And there's 14.1 inches, hell, 20 inches down here in West Virginia. So Icon and GFS kind of have the same outlook for next week. Once again, a week away, not even going to go there. It's just on the table. Let's go to the 10K. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's why I hit the wrong one. Let me get in here. U.S. regions. So the 10K Canadian for tomorrow night. Uh, 2.1 Harrisburg, 4 York, 6 in Baltimore. So we'll see if this bumps a little bit further north. The 2.5, this is a more of a regionalized, shorter term. This actually, it only goes out 48 hours, but this has a over 4-inch snowstorm here in York. And once again, kind of wouldn't be surprised to see this purples fill in and go up like this a little bit, come back down. I do like this model. The NAM North American model, 12K, 1.4 in Harrisburg, 6 in Baltimore. Also has this band of 6 plus a little bit further south. You notice that the Canadian model was up here. This is a very close shutoff between basically 1.5 to 4 inches, matter of the stretch from the Mason-Dixon line to Harrisburg. So you know how far that is if you're watching this and from the area. Once again, I think it's a little bit too far south, needs to be nudged north. Let's run this out to, and then has the Friday storm, but south. And then we'll do the NAM 24 or the 3K, which is the 48 hour. And this only goes out to Friday 12Z, but 1 inch in Harrisburg, 4.5 in Baltimore, and in York proper, 1 to 2 inches. Once again, a little bit too far south in my opinion. But the good news is, comparing this to the prior model runs, it's kind of the same, but it's a little bit more snow and it's a little bit further north. But if you go to the, I believe the 12Z was like, yuck. They had this big split occurring here, and that was, a lot of that was from today. So if you just take away that part from today, you'll see what fell today. So that was from today. Basically, you'll see here that this storm coming in tomorrow night was only really going to dump an inch of snow. So the good news is that it is increasing its amounts and it's bumping things up. And just for shits and giggles, I wanted to show you the European, even though I don't think it's handling things all that well. This was the 12Z. This is the 18Z. It shows that same scenario that the NAM model showed from 12Z, where it was splitting. So snow comes, and this, I think, is too far south. The Euro's the guru, though, so we'll have to see. GFS mean, which is the ensemble run. This is going out to Thursday afternoon. You'll notice that this was the last run. This is this run. It's about 20 miles further north in this band, and it's up 20 miles or so in that band. So overall, it has moved north around 20 miles, and you're getting this heavier concentration. And you'll notice this, of course, that's the mountains out there. But as I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see all this fill in tomorrow as we get closer. But as we move forward with this is pretty. So this is showing with an ensemble mean of 6 inches. So that's pretty good for 3 days out. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out. And I don't think it's going to be in yet. But let's see here. Okay, it's actually in. So let's see what the Canadian mean is showing and how it compared to its past run. Okay, it has also has significantly more snow in this area as compared to its last run as well. So that's good news. What you want to see is as we get closer to these events, you want to see the model start coming your way rather than going the opposite way. And that is what we're seeing now, 24 hours out. Keep you updated tomorrow. All you need to know is that it is going to be a very active period. Some storms will be small. Some storms may be large. Some storms may be all snow. Some storms may be snow, sleet, freezing rain mix, even get a little bit of rain in there. But the threat over the next week is 4 storms. Tomorrow night into Thursday night into Friday, which looks like it's staying south, but I do feel it's going to come a little bit further north. Saturday into Sunday, and then again Tuesday into Wednesday period. So a very active period, which if they all line up right, could put down a very good amount of snow over a very large area. And we're still not done after that. So thanks for viewing. Sorry this is so late. It's been a pretty busy day. And I'll be in touch. Take care now, guys.